Hello, naughty or nice tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Renaissance with our nice or naughty team of sort of the rejects. We'll see how they do. So far, one of them for sure. The other ones, though, yeah, probably. So what I did between episodes was I bought some more scrolls. That's why I spent all my money, just so I had lots of fire scrolls for the ice cave, right? And I still haven't picked up like a new monster. Agamas are cool, but I haven't seen any run away on this run, which is pretty good, at least. Maybe I should take a second here, talk it out. What will be a good? We're getting close to like having access to almost anything. Wizard ogres can cast some spells, but we can't catch them. I mean, I guess you could go for one of the dragons now. Maybe we'll pick up an ice dragon while we're in this dungeon. That might be fun. Anyway, fire should work in here. Not that Agamas... I guess like a red hydra or a red dragon might be useful, in theory. But 2 turns. You have to use 1 turn to summon it, 1 turn to use its attack. It's pretty slow, like someone else on our team. Other than that, let's see. We've got Flame Sword equipped. We've got the Lava Axe equipped. We've got anti-ice armor on a couple people, or a person. Can't use flame shields on the Beastmaster. And I did not grind up fangs. And I've been trying to decide, like, I'm trying to test how many arrows you can make if you don't go grind against imps for half an hour. The answer is not very many. In typical play, or what I consider typical play, Rangers, like, I think every time we've done Rangers so far for the Let's Plays, or Archers and Rangers, I have done quite a significant amount of, don't really need that, but just for fun. I've done a pretty significant amount of, like, off-screen, just letting the Archer kill stuff to get materials. This time I'm not doing that, and, yeah, it's bad. You do not get enough materials. Like, there's a lot of fights that you just want to run from, or if you are going to fight them, you want to use, like, Fire 2 and sweep through them. And that's not getting you materials for your rare arrows. And even if you are attacking, the Ranger doesn't do very much damage. Every time. You know what? I'm going to use it a little bit early. This is the worst. No thank you. At least we don't get ambushed because we have a ninja, but that fight... No. There's the other flame sword. Not need that. But yeah, basically, only certain enemies drop fangs at reasonable rates, and it's really mostly like imps. So it's kind of annoying that if you want to use basically any arrow, because all the arrows need fangs, and that's kind of my problem. Although we might have some other materials from killing other stuff, like, I don't know, a good example. We've got some hides. Not much else. We have some ashes. I mean, honestly, we're getting hardly anything, really. But that's kind of the problem. Like, it's really hard to get a good amount. And I guess, like, his best ability stops him from getting kills at all. I guess we'll let him be for now. This does give us the best combo of ice and fire protection on the ninja for now. Not really any point holding on to the backup armor. Let's just keep going. Do we want to do Shiva now? No. I'm thinking. Also trying to remember if there's anything worth stealing or searching. What is it? It's a, oh, it's an ice bracer. I'll take the extra steps. There's also another bone armor. But bone armor we actually got in Mars. It's kind of silly to get another one here. But yeah, we can pick this up. This is at least somewhat useful. So this will give us ice protection on someone, which at the moment is fine. Should make you immune to ice tiles, right? And the fire one should make you immune to fire tiles. That'd be kind of cool. So bunches of money. I do kind of need the money if I want to use ninja stuff. Crystal Harp, yeah. Preemptive strike against the Death Touch. Out of there. Our bones, no biggie. I mean, they hit pretty hard, but... So when can we get some value out of Ifrit in this dungeon, right? Like, what am I thinking? Frost Giants that are unrunnable? Do you want an early Light Axe? You can get an early Light Axe. It's right here, it's sneaky. If we give that to the Summoner, then look at that, we can cast Harm too now. We're good against Undead. We're almost as good as a White Mage. Not true. We do get the Ice Knife, which is arguably better than the Bow and Arrows, maybe. Frozen Axe, more options for our Beastmaster. More damage, but not as effective against the specific enemies in here. There's another Ice Spell. We don't need any of that. That stuff. Okay. Do I need the Ice Shield? I mean, I can sell it at least. Well, this is, I think, kind of why I brought the Lightning Scrolls. It should do pretty good damage to this. I don't think there's anything the Archer can really do, and Kate Sith is as good as we're going to get out of the Summoner on these unrunnables. Is that too loud again? Now that we're getting some... Too much. It's really finicky, I swear. Like, I changed the volume on my thing by like 5%, and then the desktop audio in OBS is like, okay, you want nothing. Okay, we'll see how that works. Okay, a little bit of money. Ice Shield is also some money. Get a floater, probably. You can control eyes, right? Actually, catching an eye would be maybe... That might be worth it. That could be interesting. Didn't work. I didn't mean to do damage. Let's try that again. Now that we've hurt him. Gotta catch them all. Alright. So that gives me some interesting spell selection, at least. It's still really hard to value these guys. You know. Because it takes a turn to summon them. And then takes another turn to heal them if you need to do that. I actually think that Fire 2 was totally fine. Those Spectres are the ones that do 3 attacks of stun chance. And getting rid of them before we run away is not that bad. Sometimes I get a little bit annoyed when I kill half the enemies and then run away, but... I think we probably could deal with Shiva right now. But I'm gonna get out of here and save anyway, just... Actually, I'll go get the airship and then come back. Assuming we get out. Assuming. Well, that was a pretty easy ice dive, honestly. Thank you, Thief, for basically making the encounters not ambushes. That was kind of crazy. We didn't really have any really rough encounters at all. I don't think we had like 2 wizard unrunnables that weren't that bad. No frost giants, no frost wolves. Stun dead pack never really popped off. Sorcerers and mages didn't get anybody. I did use my limit once to dodge the mages, which is, I think, was the right play. You could have used it on the eye to skip that fight, but he's probably not as deadly as 4 mages. That's definitely a thing about this old game, is random encounters are probably more deadly than most bosses. The things that get you to reset a run is generally a random encounter. Alright. I'm gonna go buy some Protect Rings, which means diving down to get that Shiva thing should be a lot safer. Although that means I can't equip the ice gloves anymore, any of those. It doesn't matter. The number of things that do ice damage is fairly slim. And getting just killed by death is worse. Just getting killed by death, you know. I don't think it really matters much, but I will give the Silk Scarf to Aragorn. sure someone's getting really annoyed at how I say that. Aragorn. Alright. Still immune to poison there. Ooh, value. We can sell some weapons. Can't afford any gold bracelets unless I can make a bunch of money here. I think... honestly, the odds of using the flame sword very much more is diminishing very quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna sell most of this stuff, I think. I'll keep the light axe. We can also get... oh yeah, there's a... I could get a better bow. I could also go for the rare bow. I guess we can get the legendary Yoichi bow rather than buying this one. I guess. There's definitely a case to just go back to the whips. But... okay, that was just a quick... I'm trying to get that Shiva before I forget. You know, just a little quick pit stop. I will pick up the ranger thing here because this shouldn't take too long. You know, and to be fair, I haven't been using this ability. In theory, this is a way to get fangs as well, but like you get encounters so often. I don't know. Like, is this worth... like, sure, it's a grind, right? It's part of the grind, but I don't know, maybe you better have the whip equipped just for stuff like this. Hey, we got it. Well, that doesn't take too long. So at least now we have his best bow in theory. I feel like every time I pick this up, I'm like, is it really better than that rose bow? Just let's compare their stats for just a second here, because at least it's free. 20, 30, 50, 25, 35, 30. So you're trading 5 damage, 5 hit, which is also some damage, for 20 crit. He might be better off with the cat claw. But, sell off that silver bow anyway. Why are these songs so... one is crazy loud, one is crazy quiet? I feel like the normalizing album volume is something these albums don't do. It's like watching a movie where a car crash breaks your eardrums and then the talking is so quiet you have to read lips to understand what's going on. That's not just me, right? Alright, we actually managed to get 50 grand as it turns out, which is something. Sure. I could have bought the bottle, but we'll be back later. Okay, so we're gonna need another gold bracelet. We can get that one for free at Ordeals in a second. Let's definitely make an attempt at getting Shiva. There is the one we can get in here as well, but that's kind of sequence breaking. Well, it's sequence breaking, really, at this point. But, yeah, I'm trying to do things sort of in order. A little bit. And once you get the airship, you can just power up too much. I should probably also, assuming we don't die in here. Did I save before I started this? It's fine. It's just really annoying. I would have reset if I knew for sure. I just can't remember 100% if I put a save before I entered. Maybe an argument to get the Zeus's Gauntlet before doing ice. Just dealing with you. If you don't have a group that can easily sweep wizards, it certainly doesn't hurt. I mean, this is fine. Like, Kate Sith makes it pretty easy. It's just easy. I'm just easily frustrated, that's all. Because, once again, I'm doing a second dungeon dive just to get a summon that is questionable value at best. A blue Ifrit would kill all these ghosts in one attack. Alright, you watch Ifrit kill all these guys. Okay, he's getting ready. Spell slot wasted. Yep. I think. Unless I gotta level up. Let me double check again. just run from this. Okay, good luck, Aragorn, not getting killed instantly. Chance to strike first? Well, that's just so good then. Don't have to deal with all those dumb dead. Alright. Sorcerer. Yeah, no thanks. Well, I guess we won't be finding out whether or not you can interrupt your summon without losing this charge just yet. Where is it? Left down? Nope. We'll be there eventually. Frosties. I was thinking about trying to capture one of these. That's it. Finally, we can get Ifrit to pop off. Here we go. Massive fire damage. Assume we don't immediately die. Hey, we did it. Yes, Summoner is the best job. I'm sorry, I'm sure someone really thinks they're awesome. It did kill 2 frost dragons. That is true. It's mostly because no one else bothered to attack them. Alright. Shiva. Anything we should know about Shiva? She resists confusion, paralysis, sleep. Like, immune to those, basically. See, and then this song is, like, super loud, right? I feel like this is suddenly, like, louder than my voice, almost. Maybe it's just OC Remix. It's not done by, like, studio engineers putting an album together, like... It's just like volunteers, maybe? I don't know. Look, they're doing their best. Okay, she is weak to fire. She does resist the normal status elements, so... Okay. Keep that in mind. Alright, and there's like a million birds. Great. You know what? This is perfect time to throw some... Well, fire scrolls, right? And... Maybe the eye will fight her, although I don't know if there's space for it. It's kind of weird. To be fair, if I was grinding for archer arrows, the hunter would help with these summon fights. Because it looks like some of them can be silenced, or maybe even petrified. But, unfortunately, I'm not specifically grinding that way, so it's not super easy. I think we still do Kate Sith to disable the birds first. If we don't, in case we don't do the spell, the scroll immediately. Actually, it would make me really laugh if the birds attacked Shiva and then turned her to stone. That would be kind of hilarious. Hey, now we got an eye. Backwards eye. Okay, what you got? Stone. What was it? Was she resistant to stone? Might be a way to get around her resistances. She resists stone. Alright. Now, again, the stone arrow might bypass it, but... Sorry, Beastmaster lovers. Death Elemental? I'm sure. Why do I even bother? Anything fun, these summon bosses are going to be immune to. Yeah, they resist death. Not the KO condition, just status, poison, death. So all the... I guess you could try Earth. If you had Crack, you could one-shot her or something, but... Quake or something, but we don't get those. Yeah, none of this makes any difference. Well, I tried. I guess we give everyone Fire Enchant. Yeah. I honestly don't even think that's very much more damage than we were already doing. I guess it's like slightly better. Like, that's basically the optimal situation for that spell, for Ifrit. And it was okay, but I think Fire 3 twice would have been at least a similar spell. I don't know. Maybe I'm more annoyed with it than I need to be. I just think the main use of sweepers is actually random encounters, and it's more about killing them all on the first turn. And if you can't do that with a summoner, then you run away, or you kill them with something else that can kill them, right? Like, this would be a great time for a black mage with a high-level fire spell, but Fire 2, especially with a black mage, would probably have killed most of them. If we used Ifrit, it would have done nothing, and then we could have been turned to stone or whatever, right? Like, the equivalent option here is Ifrit. Sure, this will kill them all if it pops, but what's the chance of that actually happening? Anyway, stop complaining for now, for a little bit at least. Switch back to Ice Sword. I think I might even just sell all that, because I need to buy a bottle now. Well, we could do ordeals. We should do ordeals first. But still, we can sell this stuff. I'm not going to use the elemental axes. It didn't make me anywhere near enough money anyway. Alright, save again. It's not that expensive a party at this point in the game. Like, because we don't have to buy any high-level spells, we're doing pretty well for cash. Okay, trip to ordeals. Maybe I'll get a little bit of money out of Cardia. There's like 20 grand there. Gotta remember, future Ankylo, catch a Chimera once we go to the final dungeon. Then I have my achievement for... My Beastmaster achievement will be finally over. Okay, rested up, level 22. Getting ready for our endgame stuff here pretty quick. Let's switch my tab over to Ordeals Loot. So there's a special harp, a special spear, an assassin's knife. We'll pick that up. Oh, there's actually an extra gold bracelet. I didn't even have to buy one. Oh well. There's a harp right here, but whatever. That's the cool auto. We had a bard last time. This is the auto victory dance, or whatever it's called. The one that gives you 100% XP. And the battle just starts with it activated. So that means anything you kill, assuming the bard doesn't get interrupted, you will always get double XP with that harp equipped, which is definitely useful. This is the special dagger. This is the one everyone's like, oh, it's really, really good on the dancer. And I think it's like pretty solid. It's definitely like a crit build. I guess the offhand weapon for a dancer, the damage value isn't as important because you only get half of it. So you give her a strong main hand like a Massa, and then an assassin in the second hand. And then her overall damage is still good, and she gets a really high crit. It wasn't that important. The dancer does just fine without it. It's not enough for me to bring a thief just for that, but it's a neat idea. I kind of think the eye is a bit of a dud. It's kind of threatening as an enemy, but as an ally, it kind of sucks. We got an early boss fight here. Just random encounter. Guess I should have kept that fire sword equipped. Come on. Yeah. Our damage output isn't good. The scrub party scrubbing it up a little bit. I mean, yes, I could. It's too late now, but we get enchant fire, so we should do a little bit more damage. Because I wasn't equipping with my fire sword. So hey, look, that made a difference. I don't think this group is like the worst we could come up with, but it's mostly successful because the ninja means we don't fight very much. I think it's kind of like the time mage is good because you avoid all the encounters. Having a ninja is kind of like a light version of the time mage where you generally don't have to fight very much. And you get the first strikes, which generally mean you can run. You get good luck for run chances, stuff like that. And the ninja's, like, decent. But unless you've got millions of gold, you can't really spam those scrolls. Alright, Aragorn. You're welcome. Right, there's one more. Kind of a sneaky gold bracelet. Yeah. Wait, so it's 24. I guess that's not actually worth anything other than selling it. Yeah, so I didn't need to buy either of these. Well, I don't need a random cap. We can definitely sell that. Even though we even though we could have saved a little bit more by not buying the gold bracelet. This doesn't really do us anything. We could also smoke bomb out of this fight if we wanted. Maybe we'll get some value out of Ifrit here. New game plus with relatively weak physical combat units. So yes, on New Game Plus, where enemies have a lot of HP, there may be a few encounters that you can't run from, or you just want to fight for some reason, where once you've got the correct element, which this is pretty late, right? Like, you don't get access to the common, like, Ramu, lightning is good against, like, water enemies, but that doesn't really help you that much in Marsh, or, well, yeah, it's averagely effective in Marsh. Earth, a lot of things resist lightning, it turns out. And it's not till you get, like, level 5 summons, which are really more like level 6 spells in terms of the normal progression, that you can finally actually do some sweeps. So I guess, like, it's kind of a double whammy here. It's not just the slow charge. It's also the fact that you don't get them till pretty late. And by the time you can take advantage of the elemental weaknesses, there's not very many of those that matter left, I guess, because everything is kind of OP at this point in the game, right? Like, and yes, our damage dealers right now are pretty weak, but this party is, you know, we don't have any pure fighters that actually hit hard, right? Like, this is a relatively weak physical group. The best strat we've got is Hunter's Mark, you know. Yeah, 360 damage against a T-Rex or Tyro. Not that impressive. The way we win is by using, like, control to skip the fight. It's kind of like cheating, almost. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to give it an honest review, but... nah, I don't care enough about this. I will sell the bonus gold bracelet because I made room for it. Money's looking pretty good. And I guess we are kind of at the point where I could probably spam, I should say first. We could probably spam those ninja scrolls pretty easily now that we've bought all the stuff we want. Well, sans the bottle, but almost there. So this is the fairy summon. This is like one of the very few wind attacks we can get. Wind element. Which... Wait, is it this way? Yeah. Makes me fight even more air elementals to get this. This is it's like a healing summon, but it takes 2 turns to pull off, so... I think that's even worse for healing. Like, when you need to heal people, you need to heal people, like, now. The best healing is actually the preventative healing. And the second best healing is the immediate healing after you take a big hit. And then the next best healing is next turn if you're still alive. Which is not very good. That's pretty far down the healing hierarchy. And I also don't think this spell is known for healing a lot either. Like, it's just a small mid-level heal that takes 2 turns to pull off. So they're all summoning wind, or 2 of them are anyway. What are these things weak to? Because I could probably scroll them. They're pretty strong though, 1000 HP. We can definitely ice them though, I guess. See, that's why we went and got Shiva early. Throw ice, assuming we live. I don't have any. Oh, no, there they are. Sorry, thought I... I'm sure we can't control them, so... Maybe they'll waste their attacks on my guy. I don't know. It's not a very good fight for the Beastmaster. It's not a great fight for the Hunter either. I guess if you had the right... I'm assuming they're immune to paralysis, like everything. Confusion, silence, petrify. They're not resistant to paralysis. Okay. But they are resistant to silence. No silence tricks this time. Also, no confusion tricks. Well, I mean, I've only got a couple of these, but might as well use them. Apparently weak to ice, you know. I am worried they're just gonna DPS me down, though. Is there... One of these summons gives you anti-wind, I think. Theoretically, Golem might help a little bit. Go for shit. Okay, Whisper Wind is not that strong. Yeah, that's the... See, even for them, it's not very good. So this fight is just trivial. No need to worry about this. They are weak to fire at the moment, which, sure, might as well. I guess these mostly don't matter. Might as well use my limit. Got a couple big crits in there. Shiva hitting pretty hard, sure. Yeah. It's not like they're completely worthless for summons. It's just, I think Ice 3 would have been better, right? And I think they sell that in this town. So, you know, if you had a Black Mage, and you needed to do this fight for some reason, pretty sure that would have been more effective in general. Okay, so that's another summon get. The other one is in Waterfall for level 6, so we'll head that way. Well, I will do the quick pick for the bottle bear. Probably, well, definitely should have... Well, no, it wouldn't matter, because the trip to the ferry for the summon resets you back to the beginning here, so you can't actually drop off this ferry at the same time. Always gotta do 2 trips. That would be nice if you could consolidate into a single trip, honestly. Or, like, if you had the summoner, it's not much, but maybe fighting the fairy summon should give you the Oxyale that way, rather than having to buy a bottle. Like, it would save you 50,000. It'd be another reason to do one of those quests that otherwise doesn't benefit you very much. I mean, maybe I'm sleeping on the fairy summon, but I would rather save 50 grand, honestly, in one trip. That would help a little bit. So I don't need the money too badly. I'm trying to think, like, do I want to stop by and buy more ninja scrolls? Oh, there could be treasure in the dragon caves. I'll have a look at my map here. I also forgot to check Gaia as well, so hold on. Cardia Isles, is there anything to look at? There are some free scrolls. Okay, that's fair, as they are worth, like, 5 grand each, so I should probably pick them up, because I was like, I should buy some scrolls. Well, why don't we just get the free ones, right? So let's get the free ones. I think there's one of each, basically. There's also 500 gold in there, but that's basically worthless. Yeah, so Ninja, I guess you can't sell these, but if you're planning on using them at all, it's another reason to loot this dungeon, at least. There is Worm Helmet and Worm Gauntlet. I wonder if the Beastmaster can equip any of that. Take your house, though. If I'm taking that house, I'm taking that house too. Taking all your houses. My property now. Get some keen eye observers. There's a Mitsu here, and then one last one at the final spots. Final cave. Following the guide here, definitely better than trying to bonk your way around. It's the Scat Man. We could rename all the monsters. You can do that with the NES one. There's a FF Hackster program that lets you edit anything like that. Alright, zoom zoom. The last of the free scrolls, which is here. We can get promoted, thank you. And probably not equipable, but... Oh, is equipable. Interesting. So this is Dragoon and Beastmaster only or something like that? I don't really care about poison protection. I can buy it back later on if I somehow change my mind. And unfortunately, although the defense is good, protection from death is much, much better. So, worm equipment, I think it needs a bit of a buff. It's only like a little bit better absorbed than other... And then we're on silence again. You know what? I'm getting really annoyed with some of my soundtracks. I'm sorry, guys. It's just frustrating me that, like, basically every song is either way too quiet or way too loud. So at least we just have somewhat consistent in-game music for now. We'll just deal with it. Okay, so volcano, waterfall, and one more summon. No exit or warp. Utility is fairly low on this group. No heals, no save points or quick travel. No cheating. Well, the ninja cheats a little bit. I'll give the ninja gets partial cheat credit. I guess we might as well start with Fenrir. I think it's just right up here. The gamepad is like, nah, you're actually not going to be inputting that command. Thanks. So this is one of the better summons because it's not on a delay. Oh, good, we get the silence. And here, I was just saying I'm trying to get away from the silence. Careful, those evil men know nuke. They just don't use it very often. Ah, I went the wrong way. Evil men certainly meant based on Death Knights and the Nightmares being their steeds. That's a classic. Classic D&D. You know, there's at least one person that's been fighting me in the comments trying to argue that Final Fantasy 1 is not related to D&D at all, and that the game devs themselves claimed that it was based on some other, I forget the exact ones, but some other similar fantasy TTRPGs, basically. And I'm like, well, yeah, they probably included a few different source material, but it's mostly D&D. Like, no, Blue, you're lying, you're wrong, you're not listening. They said it's not. Okay, but like, there's a picture of a beholder that they had to change. If you ever saw the Japanese NES, the beholder, the eye sprite is exactly a beholder. They literally changed it for the North American release so it looks less copyrightable. And the fact that, like, every weapon is straight out of D&D. Anyway, it just makes me laugh. Sometimes there's someone who's like, no, you're 100% wrong, and I'll fight you in the comments for it. Like, it's not that simple, dude. Alright, Odin, right. It's not Fenrir. I'm actually at the wrong spot, sorry. This is actually a different one. Where is Fenrir then? Did I miss it already? No. I'll figure it out later. Let's get Odin for now. I definitely had them out of order. Weak to lightning. Oddly enough, resist time. Hey, there's a couple enemies that resist time now. So that doesn't really matter to anything, but Confusion, instant death, paralysis, silence, sleep. So, of the statuses that could hit him, not much is left. Dark, slow, that doesn't really matter much. He does do some attacks. It's a good thing we've got the Protect Ring, or else the Zantetsuken would just kill us dead. I don't remember how I usually fight this guy now that I'm here. He is weak to lightning, so sure. I do really need to call a better animal. Immune to Golem. He does do physical hits. But if we do Ramu, we get lightning buffed. Nope, we instantly kill him. Not great. Was he immune to... Oh, he's immune to KO. Oh no, stone is different than KO, technically, isn't it? Maybe this works? Because he was he turned to stone in one of the stories? No, I'm thinking of the other one. Final Fantasy VI, it was... What was the story in the underground castle? It was maybe. I think it was Raiden or something, but it was the same kind of thing, but Tyr turned him to stone. But he is not resistant to stone. So this might actually work. It's possible. Not much else we can do. Try again. Get the crit. Okay, we're about to get Xanted. You can brack him! Hooray! The eye did something. Unfortunately, it cost our summoner his life. Okay, well, besides getting one-shot by Odin, not bad. Let's get out there and save it, though, because that was pretty close. I think if we'd failed to kill him with Brack, someone was dead. Or, like, all was dead, really. And I guess that means we've got to travel to town. There wasn't any summons at Ordeals, was there? Doesn't seem likely. Yeah, because that's technically level 7, and then Leviathan is the other level 7, and then Bahamut and Phoenix. It's definitely Fenrir that I'm thinking of. Where is he? Where's my Blink dog? I mean, I could look it up. Let's just do the waterfall again while I'm trying to think. Thinking real hard today. Maybe it was at Ordeals. Oh, my bad if I missed it. We'll be back. I feel like Ordeals is so, like, every floor is, like, 2 steps and teleport that it wouldn't make a very good spot for it. But I should also check for loot here for stealing, so just 1 second for that. Waterfall steals, water bell, heal potion, pure potion, garbage. I mean, some of these fights, maybe we should be taking... Maybe we should be catching. I don't know. Is it worth catching these guys? Fail. Yeah, the goblin damage, somewhat passable. We do have this... These guys resist lightning anyway, but we do have the Zeus's Gauntlet now for at least some value. But honestly, that eye may have saved our life, so maybe getting him replaced there was kind of a mistake. I don't know. Control... Hunter's Mark... Sure. Let's get a couple kills in here. Given that Joseph got, like, one shot by that last boss, maybe a few more level ups wouldn't hurt. Not that I want to grind specifically, but... Okay, these guys are weak to water. So we do have a situation here where we can get some value from the ninja squirrels, more than normal. And, you know, non-elemental works as always. Assuming we get a turn. Sheesh. Yeah, the damage is good. I mean, that is like an Ice 3 level damage for sure. No problem there. But yeah, our armor is not keeping up with the powerhouse of the enemies, and I feel like I can't just swing to win. How are we doing this? So, obviously, the pure melee group just chopped their way through everything. The pure spellcaster group just blasted their way through everything. My support group that we did last run, like, how did they handle this dungeon? Did they just run away from everything? I think that might have been my answer, honestly. Technically weak to ice. Now, I also think Odin is particularly powerful because someone's been kind of telling me that, like, it doesn't miss. Non-elemental KO. It just doesn't work on bosses, but nothing resists non-elemental KO. That's like the stop spell, except it's not even time elemental where Odin resists it. Like, and it does give everyone else in the party critical hit, and it also makes the whole team resist KO. And I think I may have misread this before. I was thinking that's like the pro ring, the death elemental version. No, this is any KO. So this would stop crack, what is it, toxic? I mean, pro ring stop toxic anyway, but there's a few different, like, death effects, like zap, I guess, that this would protect you against, which is very, very situational, but better than I originally said, basically. I'm just trying to clear up some of my past messages. Did we get, like, we haven't gotten another damage up yet. We need a fair bit of levels. This is, like, the least valuable, stupidest fight I could see here. Usually wizard mummies are good because they give you lots of XP, but cockatrice just way too many birds. Yeah, not really into that. Good thing I have some softs. There's our first ribbon, at least. I will give it to... I'm gonna give it to Ryu. And then we'll just let someone else have the anti-paralysis. I suppose it's best on... because the summoner doesn't want to get interrupted. If I am trying to use a summon, getting paralyzed while doing a summon would suck even worse. So, hey, that's something. There's our best whip. There's our best sword for a little while, at least. Yeah, that's pretty good. No problem there. And then, yeah, control whip. Sure, we're giving away the stun hit, but we're getting... I thought it did more damage. Maybe the stun whip doesn't give you the 25% control bonus that the other whips do. I thought all the whips got that, but... the stun effect is so weak. Forget that. Interesting. Okay. And I don't really need a protection from water. Well, I say that. Oddly enough, we are going to fight Leviathan. Who would equip that? I can't think of a time when I would give up Death Elemental protection for water protection. Other than just the Leviathan fight. And we'll have at least 2 ribbons by then. Well, we'll have exactly 2 ribbons by then. It's not worth it. I'll take this fight, though. Get burned. I don't know. Shoot him, I guess. Just shoot a bird. You know, birds should take extra damage from bows, right? That would make sense, maybe. Friggin' birds. Every time. I mean, we did kill it at least. Oh, right. The control whip can control when you attack with it. That's the thing. I'm trying to think of what makes it better than stun. Yeah, it's not just boost to control chance. It means when you attack, there's a chance that they just get controlled. Of course, it doesn't work on wizard mummies, because why would it, of course? That's right. That's the secret bonus for it. Still not really feeling our physical damage here very much, but... I guess I shouldn't think of the Scrub Squad in anything close to the melee team, the melee heroes. What did I summon? It's like a mud golem? Probably better than than whatever these are, nightmares. A really angry pony. So sure, there we go. We hit him and we controlled him. We didn't have to do any more menuing. That's the real advantage. I think if you're trying to get the controls off, it's probably better to try to control it at max HP rather than once your level's a bit higher, but for just auto battling, I guess that's pretty good. Maybe, I wonder if the control chance applies after the damage. So like if you weaken them, then it's more likely we get the control anyway. Not sure. That would make sense though. So I guess if we do more melee combat, the Beastmaster gets a bit of a boost. Like that. You know, I just hold A and we win. That's good. Yeah, I don't think the Beastmaster is actually terrible. I think axes are still not quite good enough, and the whips are probably better overall, but... Does he get... Maybe if he had like a 3 hit rate per level rather than 2. I think he's only a 2%er per level guy. And that's always going to hold him behind the good melee. That's kind of what we see with the ninja here. The Dragoon, Fighter, Death Knight, you know, the classic melee units, they all get 3% hit growth. And by this level, they almost certainly have one more swing than we do, than this group does per turn. So, and more strength as well. So the, 80 or so hit rate, and that's with a pretty high hit percent weapon. On a night, I know we'd be over 96, for sure, or 90, whatever it is. Yeah, 90, 20, 32, 64, 96. Yeah. So yeah, maybe if you want the Beastmaster to be more of a physical bruiser, I think the idea is they're not really supposed to be a physical bruiser. They're supposed to summon their animals, and then in combination they do good damage. So it's another... I mean, I guess that's okay. The first turn, in theory, you attack and control something. That's -1 enemy, if it works. And then next turn, they should do more damage. Yeah. Because now you're getting added into the other monster. That's kind of a scaling, like... It's still pretty weak, in my estimation. But it's not, like, garbage. We're already at 55 minutes. Oh no. How much time we got? We could probably go talk to the mermaids in 5 minutes. Get a little bit of content in. I didn't buy any monster food. That's something I haven't really experimented with very much either. Maybe... I'm trying to find a way to make this work. I need to grab a monster I like, and then figure out like a food type for it that is useful. This fight's gonna hurt. I think I bring out a body blocker, because we can't control ghosts. This is where our team falls apart. Confused. No, it's not too bad. Confused can work on these if we get it in turn. The turn order, not good. On the plus side, nobody died, so, You could technically unicorn to get rid of the stun, but again, this is where you just need a little bit of damage. I should use the light axe, probably been a little bit better than the deuces. But I think Kate Sith is still solid pick. So that one spell is basically the only reason I would like not rate the summoner absolute garbage for the whole dungeon or the whole game. How high up would I rank a summoner for mostly just pretty reliable confusion spell? Better than the actual confuse spell. The normal confuse spell is a level 4 spell that's kind of weak. And then by this point in the game, you have a wizard staff, which can cast it for free. But I usually wouldn't consider that an incredibly powerful ability, because a lot of enemies resist the status of confusion. Status elemental. So the fact is that Kate Sith is non-elemental, which means very few things can not be confused. And it seems quite accurate. It's probably enough to go from F tier to like D tier or something, but it still hurts. It's probably still the weakest of all the classes, in my opinion. I don't know, there's too many ghosts here. I think the confuse is better than the harm, because if we get this first, we're fine. Rather than trying to go for the kills. And like, this is like very helpful here, right? If you can't kill them in one turn. Which, to be fair, if a black wizard cast Fire 3, I'm pretty sure he would just kill, even on New Game Plus, all these ghosts. So it's a good disable. It might be only about as good as the red mage's boosted disables, because he won't get the spells that the summoner gets. I'm just gonna drop some junk here. We can sell these, and I also need to double check in case the Beastmaster can't equip them. But just want to double check. These fights. I'm trying to figure out a valuation here on Kate Sith. I have a feeling the red mage's general status spells with the Saboteur bonus are not quite as likely to hit as a non-elemental confuse, but not too far off. And that will include other things that are, like, confuse is a status effect that's good, but it doesn't last very long. And the enemies generally don't deal too much damage to themselves. It depends on the enemy, but that's not the main advantage usually. Wrong item. Is that control? Hey, getting some materials, yeah. I think the more I use the Beastmaster, the more I'm like, yeah, pretty solid. Definitely like middle of the pack. Not like crazy, but like decent. The more I use the Ninja, the more I'm like, honestly, relatively high tier. And the more I use the Summoner, the more I'm trying to justify not deleting them from the game. Uninstalling them. So that overrides any light axe usage. Like, honestly, if it didn't have Kate Sith, absolute trash, right? I think we have to just bail on this one. This isn't even the worst group, but I'm out of Ninja Scrolls. So we're just relying on Kate Sith to bail us out of every ghost fight. With 3 ghost fights for that was pretty unlucky, to be honest. Let's upgrade. Aragorn gets the better bracelet. Other things to pick up. There's the dagger. I don't think we can equip that. I think that's dancer only, but let's double check. Oh no. Neat. With that, I don't think he just does. I don't think he gets enough strength. Even a relatively high level ranger with a end game dagger. I don't. I mean, maybe I like it more than the bows, but then I can't use any of the bow tricks. Then again, I don't have a lot of bow tricks available right now. Still can't make any items. This is the shields. I don't think anyone can equip this. Whatever. I don't need money that bad. Just pick it up. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah. Beastmaster can equip some heavy armor, but not the knight stuff. So that will mean those two are probably worthless as well. If they can happen to equip the opal hat, or helmet, whatever, I will be surprised. Let's see if I can get out of here. Oh, there's some looting in here too. I forgot. Hold on. Before we get too far. Oh, I was in a rush. Got all sidetracked there. Mermaid floor has another power staff, a Mitsu scroll, and a Zeus's gauntlet. So we can have 2 lightning 2s. Don't care. I mean, it's better than almost anything the archer can do. If we're fighting Sahagin groups, the problem is it is like another one of these dumb equipment slots. So, am I dropping? Sure, whatever. I don't know if I'll actually take advantage of this, but that is kind of funny. I guess we should pick up the power staff just to sell it, because it's for the lulz. If you guys didn't catch on earlier, I think I've explained this once or twice, but if you have a thief, you can get 4 power staves. Each one you equip increases the power of all equipped power staves by the damage of 12. So you can get 48 damage and 0 hit and basically 0 crit on a party of wizards and a thief. You tell me if you think that's worth it. I do not believe it, to be sure. Should have picked up that water scroll. There was another one on the mermaid, but whatever. Looks like there's a lot of water scrolls in the water dungeon. You know, maybe that would be good if even earlier game. Well, maybe they didn't want to give you the scrolls before you could be promoted normally, but getting a bunch of scrolls as thief steal rewards earlier would be like if the fire, like each of the elemental dungeons having their own elemental scrolls that searching them out gives you a decent stack. I think that would be a pretty good little upgrade to the searches, because water definitely has lots. I assume the idea is for balancing is like, this is the point in the game where you can afford them, so now we give them to you for free. Which is silly, right? Because I'd rather get them for free when I can't afford them, or something like that. But it's also the point where you can use them too. Anyway, I guess that's sort of it for today. Onrak has a cabin and a little tiny bit of money, nothing to steal. I think next time we head down and clear out sea, and probably beat the game next time, depending on how rough the last couple dungeons are. Oh, right. I didn't get, that's what I was going to do. I was going to go pick up the Fenrir. It must be in ordeals. I'll check it out between now and next episode, and I will record it, whatever we do, but, I forgot about it, and I feel bad. So thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed. Next time, maybe the end of the Scrub Squad. And I'll give you my final review on them if I find any more tricks for them. I gotta really think, next episode I'm gonna use my full brain to try to get any last niche combo synergy I can figure out. Because we're running out of time. And that's the problem with late game skills and like spells. They only apply kind of after you've beaten most of the games, so there's not much room to experiment, and you generally have other solutions that are more reliable, so it's kind of tricky to get a lot of value if you only get it in the last dungeon, right? It can be still fun, but it needs to be like really, really good if you only get it for the last dungeon. Otherwise, your standard solutions already got you covered. So, like, even if Bahamut is amazing, it's too little too late, and I don't even know if it's all that amazing anyway. Like, we'll see. New Game Plus, you know, maybe. Alright, folks, that's all. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you next time. More Scrub Squad.